Something very exciting to tell you. I just got home and my food for the next 3 days has just arrived from Good Food. So about 2 weeks ago, I used a company called HelloFresh, and a friend gifted me a free box of food. So it's 3 meals for 4 people, and I was super impressed. I got recipes, I got all the food packed for each day, perfectly measured out, very little waste. I could recycle most of the stuff, and I was really excited about this. And what I noticed was that I wasn't always going to the shop every day, which I cannot stand doing. When I'm running around doing stuff, I end up going to the shop and I buy too much stuff, as you all know. So Good Food, I'm trying them this week to see what theirs is like. I've heard really good reviews about this. Number one, that they have a lot of variety and a lot of choice in terms of if you are keto, paleo, vegetarian, you name it. So there's a lot of choice there. But I think they're all pretty much a muchness. Is it expensive? You know, when I first looked at it, I thought it might be, and I think, oh my word, that's a lot of money. But when I find myself going to the shop every single day and spending money on groceries, it just is very expensive. You guys know, living in Canada already, groceries are expensive, and it's expensive to eat healthy. So here's my little box. I've just zipped open the top. Woo! Okay, great. So on top, when it arrives, you get your recipes. So I've got 3 meals for the week for the 4 of us. So we've got one pan poached haddock shakshuka, and then the next day is going to be Greek style chicken breasts, which looks fantastic, and the next day is going to be Chana masala stuffed sweet potatoes with avocado raita. Sounds awesome. A little bit vegetarian, trying to eat less meat. Hello. On the back of each recipe is a step-by-step instruction manual on how to do it. I mean, your kids can eventually do this. It's fantastic. So that's really cool. Little bookie with freebies, I'd imagine. Yes, it is. Great. 1 free box up to $80. DM me, people, for this free stuff. Hello. Okay, so you take the lid off. And get it open. Yeah, nice. And all sort of pre-packed for the icy to keep it nice and cool. So here's my first packet. And that is for the shakshuka for tonight, the haddock. So that's pretty cool. Here's my next bag. And this is the chicken breasts. And here's my next bag. So everything's a portion, so you can just chuck it into your fridge or get your groceries into your pantry. And everything's in there for my Chana masala stuffed sweet potatoes. Loads of cans of stuff. So it's chickpeas, there's avo stuff, sauces, Greek yogurt, mint, you name it. So I'm going to drop this over here. And then right at the bottom of the box, there's like a little separation piece of cardboard, and inside is all the frozen stuff. So if you look in there, I've got the haddock. It's not haddock like you think in South Africa. Haddock is like hake here in Canada. So there's my beautifully branded and apportioned fish for tonight. Small little pieces. Flip, I can eat 7 of those. I've got an appetite like you can't believe. My chicken for the Greek chicken breasts, 2 little chicken breasts. That's all we need, men. So we don't need a lot of meat, eh? Okay, so there's my box done. Fantastic. Right, so let's see what's in the first packet, because tonight is the haddock thingy-mabog, shuk, whatever it's called. Okay, so here's my fish. And then I've got cilantro, perfectly apportioned. We've got Labneh, Labneh. Want these beautiful, look at these little guys, beautiful peppers, Chana masala spice, perfectly apportioned everything, nice pita. There go my dogs, tomatoes, everything I need for tonight, and I'm done. I don't need to go to the shops. Right, so I've unpacked all of it. There are my 3 recipes. It says there it's never been easier to add breakfast to your weekly orders. You can actually, if you order your dinners, I guess you can just pop in a couple of fun things for breakfast if you're really at a loose end. You need to plan though, because you can't just do this the day before. So there's my pita and all my stuff. So basically all in one, my dinner's ready to just whip up and cook for tonight. So there you have it. Good Food started out by a guy called Jonathan Ferrari and Neil Kudgy. Pretty cool, proudly Canadian. Very recyclable, most of the stuff. I like it that it's farm fresh ingredients. They tend to talk about cutting out the middleman. I like that. You can get 3 different plans. So you get the classic plan, and then there's the easy prep plan, and then there's the family plan. So the easy prep plan, that's for people who are like super busy. So you get pre-cut food, which is pretty cool, I guess. I like to have mine whole and done. so I can do it myself. I also like to be a bit adventurous in the kitchen, so you can also have that kind of thing if you want. You can have a culinary, they call it adventure. And then they've got a family plan, which is recipes the whole family likes. And then they say, look out for these things: dairy-free recipes, one-pot recipes, and barbecue-friendly recipes, which is pretty cool. And people post stuff and talk about their top recipes, which is pretty cool. I like it that the stuff is locally sourced and that there's really, really very little waste in the food. So I am very excited to try them out. Like I said, I tried out HelloFresh, and I might actually go back to HelloFresh because there's 1 or 2 recipes that I absolutely adored. In fact, I still have the recipe, and I just went and bought all the stuff again, and I made it last week. We absolutely love it. So there are certain things that you might take from different ones. Maybe have both. What is nice is that their call center you can contact all the time and literally just skip a week. If you're going away on holiday, or you're not going to be in town, or something's going on and you decide you're cooking that week, great. So they're very, very flexible with that. You give them your credit card details and they stop it and you do whatever you like. It's awesome. So there you have it.